Happy Monday, everybody. About 6:40 in the morning. Got a little bit later than I wanted to, but that was okay. Did a little bit of work on Saturday night, so I feel good. This morning, weekly meeting, team meeting, and then one-on-one with the ops team, and then afterwards, gonna have lunch with my wife, and then have a meeting at I think 10:30 and also at 3. So should be a productive day. Let's go make it happen. Sherman's out. Hey there, everybody. Hope you had a fantastic day. Had a great Monday. Started out the podcast, leadership on Mondays, focused in on being able to be a level 5 leader. Came from the great book, From Good to Great by Jim Collins. Focused in on that, and then so listen to some scriptures, some spiritual learning. It's always good to be able to have a nice balance. Had a phone call and set up a meeting for Wednesday night, and now we're gonna hit to the office. Get all ready, prepped up for the day and then also for the week. Hope you're doing great. Shrooms out. Okay, public service announcement, because I'm already seeing people posting about having a great 2019, setting themselves up for 2019. It's December 3rd. We have 28 days to still make things happen for our own lives that we want. So don't assume that we have tomorrows. What we have is today. Focusing on today. It's the yin and yang of urgency and planning. Work as though everything has to get done for today. At the same time, make sure that you're setting yourself up for the future. I know it sounds like a complete opposite of each other, but when you're doing things today to get to where you want to go, it eventually sets yourself up for the path that you ultimately want to be on. So allow yourself the opportunity to move in a devoted arena, a devoted steps, in order to get to the plan that you ultimately want to get to. And great book, Chop Wood, Carry Water, focuses in on those daily activities that's going to lead to your ultimate success. Sherman's out. All right, everybody. Had a great lunch. Some good calls. Some follow-up with some people. Had a great little post here about neurodiversity. I'll just put the clip in. Hey there, everybody. Had a great conversation today with Jeff Miller, who's starting a startup focusing on helping those that are on the spectrum for Asperger's and autism. And one of the terms that he brought up was neurodiversity, and that'll be more commonly seen in our workplaces, and that it'll help employers, especially leaders, managers, be more sensitive to customize one-on-one conversations as their workforce becomes more neurodiverse. Also, it'll help those that want to have a more impactful relationship with their organization, that they can maybe be in a mentoring opportunity. Also, the cool phrase that he had also brought up, that there's dignity in work, that we psychologically get a lot of value when we're working. And so I really appreciated where he's going up with his startup, and excited to see how employers and these employees can find a great partnership together. Sherm's out. Pretty unique concept, especially as leaders, we need to be even more polished, more customized. So that's probably going to be going forward. There's going to be a need to be able to have leaders that are more culturally sensitive, neurodiversity, gender sensitive. And I think all this is going to be able to help those that are people builders. True skill. They'll probably end up needing to be a degree like communications, focused on people being good. People, the more automated we get, the more tech there is, the more efficient our communication, the less face-to-face there is, because it takes time to drive to different locations and get back. I mean, I had a meeting at 10, and then at 11:30, so I just drove straight after finishing at 11 to my meeting. And then it was done, and I come here luckily my meeting here at 3 is here at the office, so I'm able to at least have this meeting here. So think about that for yourselves. If you are in a leadership role, how good are you at understanding others? How good are you at asking questions? How open-minded are you truly? Turns out. Hey there, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Had a great conversation at my 3 o'clock. Now I'm in the process of restarting the computer, so I thought I'd do a quick update here on the daily vlog. Conversation with Kim, I was reminded that know your skill set and know that your skills can translate to different areas, different industries, different roles, and all that you're taking with you is your ability to deliver and execute on specific tasks. So, for example, if let's say you're selling pharmaceutical drugs, it takes that same kind of skill set, handling rejection, the dedication, the ability, the autonomy, the good communication, the building of relationships. We focus more on the long term than the short term, and that can get translated into selling widgets. That can be, selling dental supplies or medical device software. It can translate into a whole multitude of different opportunities for you to be able to get to where you want to go. And so sometimes people, they get stuck. That they think that just because they worked in a particular industry, that's all that they're trained and able to do. And that couldn't be farther from the reality. Is that their skill sets, their talents, they can go into different realms in order for them to be successful, not only now but also into the future. So as I'm loading this up, we'll just do a real quick recap. Life's a fragile thing. Just a reminder that one of the employees here is having to have some surgery done. And so I just want to remind people to make sure that we're not sacrificing the today in order to get ultimately where we want to go. Don't neglect the planning that needs to get done today because it's uncomfortable, it's painful. Go through the painful process, take care of the what ifs in your life. Also, make sure that you're cognizant that you're not invincible. I'm not invincible. Slowly our bodies deteriorate. It's just part of the process. Gravity has tendency to pull down on us and win a little bit. And the 35-pound dumbbell over here can help remind us that we can take a little bit of control, but it's also a reminder that it can also dominate us the way that we don't want it to. The other thing that was put it out there, I did recently sign up for a 15K on February 2nd, so I'm going to start some run training. So I want you all to know Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, we're going to start getting in for a run. Sherman's going to run, pare down, slim down. Remember, one of my goals is to be 190 pounds October 1st, 2019. Got to make it happen. It's going to happen. So really quick before I head out, I'm going to do a couple of chapters here from the Success Principles by Jack Canfield. Hope you're all doing well. Sherm's out. All right, everybody, end of the day here. Time to head out. So hope you had a fantastic Monday. I will say this. If you do not enjoy what you do Monday to Friday, you need to rethink things. If you don't enjoy what you're doing Saturday to Sunday, you need to rethink things. It doesn't mean that everything will go smooth. Like, so for example, you might find yourself in a relationship. It doesn't mean that that is always going to be easy. When was the last time you had date night? When was the last time you complimented your significant other? When was the last time we did things in order to get ourselves where we wanted to go? If you don't like what you're doing at work, when is the last time you decided to really give it all that you could, all in, focused attention? For some people, they want easiness of life. It doesn't really exist. Somebody that wants to go to the gym and get strong wants to be able to basically go there without having to put in any reps. Muscles aren't built without resistance. The same thing works. Character is not going to be built in ease. Strength of character isn't found in comfort. We must put forth on the altar of life sacrifice, ambition, effort, fears, limitations, those things that we hold dear to ourselves in order for us not to experience failure. Guess what? We need to fail and fail again and continue to fail in order to grab success. We need to push ourselves forward beyond the unknowns to have light. You can't see light unless you've been in darkness. You can't have happiness unless you've had sadness. That's how those opposites are going to work in our life. It's a yin and yang, folks. It's about urgency, but yet understand there needs to be planning and there needs to be thoughtful ideas. However, there needs to be doing and less thinking for a lot of people in life. They're thinking about what they want to become in the future without actually ever doing anything. I'll do one more chapter here of the Success Principles of Jack Canfield, and then we'll be calling it a night. Hope you're doing great, everybody. Got about an hour and 15 minutes. Traffic looks like a bear out there. Sherman's out. All right, everybody. Decided to record this while I'm walking. Be dedicated. Look at ways that you can consistently be learning to get better. Too many times I think that we allow ourselves the limitations of our own mind, our own thoughts, that maybe we don't deserve success, maybe that we can't attain that somebody's better than us, somebody already got there first. Guess what? It doesn't matter who got there first. So many times it doesn't matter. What matters is what happens when you get there. Apple wasn't the first one to invent the computer, but they sure were the ones to be able to make it look sleek and dominate the cell phone marketplace. They definitely weren't the first ones in the cell phone marketplace. So, something to think about with your own personal life. What can you be doing differently? Sometimes when it comes to me, family, spouse, important titles, father and husband, those titles don't go away. For life, they're there. So what can I be doing to be better, to gain their trust, to give more service, to love more deeply? Those are important things to me. Work is a way that I can serve them. At the same time, it's a way that I can leave an impact in the community. Sherman's out.